All right, let's jump right in. If you're a school leaver in Malaysia and you're about to head into university, this one is for you. Seriously, the world that you're getting ready for is changing so fast it's kind of mind-blowing. And all those old rules about how to build a career, well, they're not just bending, they're breaking. But hey, don't sweat it, because today we're going to lay out a roadmap for how you can navigate this whole new world and build a career that doesn't just survive, but absolutely thrives.
So let's start with a little dose of reality. Look at this number. Over 100,000. That's how many tech workers have been laid off this year alone. And we're not talking about small startups. We're talking about giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. So yeah, this isn't some far-off futuristic problem. The disruption is happening right now as we speak.
And this isn't just a problem for coders or tech people, not at all. As you can see here, graduate job openings, the very jobs you're heading to university to get, are down by as much as 40% in some places. That traditional first step on the career ladder, the one you're working so hard for, it's starting to crack. It's just getting tougher for new graduates to get their foot in the door. So why? Why is this all happening? This quote from entrepreneur Daniel Priestley just hits the nail on the head. For years, our whole education system was basically designed for the industrial age, right? To pump out good workers for factories and offices. But that world is gone. It just doesn't exist anymore. The skills that used to be super valuable are now the exact things that can be automated or done cheaper somewhere else, leaving a ton of people trained for a world that has already vanished. Okay, so when we start talking about AI, the first thing people think is, oh no, robots are going to take my job. But the real threat, it's a lot more subtle than that. It's not about entire professions just getting wiped off the map. It's about a specific part of every single profession. Let's dig into what that means. So here's the key concept you really need to understand. It's this idea of the shallow version of a job. This is what AI is coming for. It's any part of a role that's just basic, repetitive, functional work. You know, the stuff that you could write down in a simple checklist. If it can be broken down into simple instructions, it's at risk. And this table just lays it out perfectly. A real estate agent who just sends you automated property listings from a website, that's shallow work. An AI can do that in a second. But an agent who hustles to find you deals that aren't even on the market and helps you navigate a really tricky negotiation, that's deep work. A lawyer who just copy-pastes from old templates is replaceable. But one who builds real trust with a client and comes up with a brilliant, unique legal strategy, no way, that person is priceless. And that distinction, well, it's everything. So this is basically the new deal, the new contract at work. AI gets to handle all the boring, repetitive, shallow stuff, and in exchange, we, the humans, have to step up. We have to move up to solving the bigger, more valuable problems that need creativity, strategy, and a real human touch. The warning here is pretty clear. If you refuse to move up, you will, eventually, be moved out. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. Let's flip this around. Let's talk about the opportunity here. Because if you get this shift, you can set yourself up to be more valuable than ever. This is the blueprint for how you become, well, irreplaceable. You know, in the old world, the advice was always to specialize. Pick one narrow little thing and become the world's expert on it. In this new world, that's actually pretty risky. The future belongs to the polymath. Think of someone like Leonardo da Vinci, someone who gets a lot of different subjects and, most importantly, can see how they all connect. That ability to connect the dots and see the big picture, that is a uniquely human advantage. And these right here, these are the specific skills that are going to be your superpower. Some researchers call them the human epic abilities. They're the 5 things that AI, at its core, just can't do. We're talking about true empathy, the ability to be present and read a room, making tough ethical calls, genuine out-of-the-box creativity, and inspiring hope and leading other people. It's the combination of these human skills plus fluency with AI that companies are going to pay a huge premium for. And you need to get on this, like, yesterday. Just look at how fast AI is moving. Last year, it was basically an assistant that helped with a small task. Right now, this year, it's a collaborator you can hand off 20 or 30 minutes of real work to. And by next year, it's going to be a full-on coworker, acting like a project manager on your team. The window to get ahead of this curve is closing fast. Okay, so that brings us to the most important part of all. What can you, as a student about to start this whole new chapter, actually do about it right now? Well, here it is. A clear 3-step plan you can literally start this month
to build an AI-proof career from the ground up. Here's the whole plan on one slide. It's simple, but it is so, so powerful. So let's break it down one step at a time. First up, step 1, master AI for your tasks. Don't try to fight it, you have to learn to work with it. As you start your courses, find 3 to 5 of those boring, repetitive tasks. Like doing initial research, writing summaries, making presentation slides. Your mission for the next 30 days is to use AI tools to cut the time you spend on those things by at least 50%. Then, and this is the key part, you put that on your CV. Used AI workflows to increase research efficiency by 50%. A result like that, trust me, employers will notice. Okay, next, step 2, go deep, then expand. Whatever course you choose at university, for that first year, you've got to go all in. I mean, really deep, uncomfortable learning. Do side projects, read extra books, really master your core subject. But then once you've got that solid foundation, you add an adjacent skill. Become the designer who also understands data analytics, the doctor who also understands how AI models work, the marketer who can also write code. That's how you become a modern polymath. And finally, step 3, build your personal brand. And listen, this has to start now, not after you graduate. All you have to do is start posting once or twice a week on a platform like LinkedIn, just sharing what you're learning. The goal isn't to get millions of followers. It's to build a small, focused audience of a couple thousand people who care about the same stuff you do. And why is this so important right now? Because in a few years, the internet is going to be flooded with AI-generated content, a fog that will make it almost impossible to get noticed. You have an open window to build a real human voice right now.
So the most important thing to remember from all this is that your career is not over before it's even started. Not even close. You just have to think of it differently. Think of it like it's in beta. It's a prototype, an experiment that you get to build. The old straight-line career path is gone, sure, but that means you have the freedom to design your own version. The future isn't some scary thing that's just going to happen to you. It's something you get to create. You're the developer here. You're the founder of your own career. You are the one who gets to ship the next version. So the only real question left is, what will it be?